So today is day 11 of our 28-day vegan series that I started. So I wanted to take every day in the month of February and talk to 28 vegans who have influenced, impacted, encouraged my journey. And today we have a special one of our friends on. Nikki is a volunteer at the Gentle Barn in Missouri, and she has an incredible connection with one of the cows there, which I will let her share this story of, and how she became a volunteer at the barn and how she became connected with Chico. So, like the picture I shared today to kind of advertise for this for her today was it's one of those pictures you see that bond, just like yesterday Cherie had with Karma. Nikki has a connection with Chico that is just wonderful and fantastic to see, and it just shows how Nikki is very much an empath, and how much she feels and acknowledges these animals' existence and how much it's important to her and important to Chico. I really feel these two are genuinely connected in a way that's just incredibly special. So can't wait to hear Nikki's story. So Nikki's going to send a request here in just a minute, or I think I can send one to her as well. Let's see if this works. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. All right, I'm going to bring Nikki in here in just a minute. Hey, there we go.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
We're doing really well. So we're a little soggy here in Ohio, but that's okay.
Same
So before we get started, something else that's big that's getting ready to happen in your life, you and Jeremy are getting ready to welcome a baby.
Yeah.
So congratulations to you guys. I know that's so exciting. And it's kind of, you were sharing with me the timing of your daughter being born. And it's kind of incredible. So what I would like, if you would, kind of share a little bit of how you got connected with the Gentle Barn as far as what drew you to them, and kind of the timing that I'm talking about here, so folks know what I'm talking about.
Okay. When the cows escaped back in like 2017, I remember a bunch of people were like tagging me on it and posting it to my my Facebook. So I kind of kept watch with it, and then I just remember wanting to be like a part of it whenever they were rescued officially on April 3rd.
Right.
So Jeremy and I went and helped out with the fencing, and so I was like, I want to be with the cows. So I started volunteering with the cows, and I wasn't allowed to touch them, or like, I had to be patient and kind of give them their space. And so I did. I would just bring a book or like bring music and play music for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so Chica was the first one to, I guess, bond with me, because the others were still kind of like not trusting.
Yes.
Which was kind of funny because he was the one that was like the least trusting of people. So it was a big deal to me whenever that day he like put his head on my shoulder, and then like a month later he put his head in my lap and like cuddled with me. So I had this like giant cow in my lap, like. But I kind of feel like we both healed each other, because we both had like trust issues, and I had like anxiety issues, and just a lot of like emotional stuff going on. So I think he kind of helped me in a spiritual way, because like I wasn't really a spiritual person. So he kind of helped me find myself, and I kind of helped him find himself.
That's, I mean, you can see, there's no denying that connection between you two, especially when you see, Becky and I witnessed you guys together, and then in the pictures that you post of him, like he's literally like passed out in your lap.
Yeah.
Your legs are going numb. That's just, it's incredible to see. And I really appreciate you sharing that with us, and sharing that with the Gentle Barn, and sharing that with, everybody essentially. So as far as the timing goes, so you had mentioned that, with your due date quickly approaching, it's going to be close to about the same time that the boys were initially rescued.
Yeah.
Or taken safely. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's very serendipitous that those two things worked out the way they did, and just I don't think things happen by accident. I think they happen as they should.
Yeah.
So you're someone that, what brought you to this idea of being vegetarian and being vegan was something your sister shared with you online. Is that correct?
Yeah, she's gonna kill me for talking about this, but she shared a video of, it was like Mercy for Animals went undercover, I think, at a slaughterhouse video, and so the filmmaker bonded with one of the cows there, so it was just like about that one cow, and it was like a white female cow, and they, I guess, kind of like shared the story about her, and then it was her eyes, like they kept connecting with her eyes, I guess, and so like that kind of struck me too, and so, but they also showed her death, which, and then like after that it was just like I went vegetarian for like 2 years, and then I learned more about the dairy industry and like how horrible they were, and I had no idea because I didn't even realize that they went to slaughter. I didn't realize that the babies were slaughter. So, and so like on my 2-year anniversary, I went vegan. So
that's such a great feeling. But you said you didn't know how bad the dairy industry was, because it's bad advertisement if they said, well, we impregnate these cows every year, we take their babies away, we take their milk, and then we send mamas to slaughter after 5 or 6 years. Clearly, that's not a business model that's going to do well for them, because nobody would. I think if you knowingly understand that, you're not going to knowingly support that industry, and that's kind of like Becky and I when we went vegetarian for about a year and a half. It took us time as we learned and furthered our knowledge. We started with the saying, when you know better, do better. And we knew, just like yourself, we could no longer support those industries on top of the fact of how bad dairy actually is for us. One of the things when I talk to people who are not vegan, my friends, people I work with, and I tell them that, in the United States, we're usually one of the top 5 consumers of dairy in the world, but we're also in the top 5 for osteoporosis. They tell you we've been lied to for so long that milk and dairy makes us strong, that you have to have so much, every day. But you see things are changing. The truth's coming out. And if you look at Canada, they removed dairy from their nutritional suggestions.
oh wow,
And that's huge.
yeah.
Hopefully we'll see that here in the U.S. at some point when more people start getting on board and waking up. So, you don't have just a compassionate connection with cows. You also have some incredible dogs that you guys have, and that you're one of those people that are deeply connected with animals, and it just shows. And Becky and I are fortunate enough to have insight into your life and to see who you are as a person, and how beautiful of a soul you are, and how kind you are and compassionate. And we've been very fortunate to have you and Jeremy in our lives. What are some of your rescues that you have at home with your dogs?
Well, Iris is one of them, our pit mix. A friend of ours knew we were looking for like a pit mix puppy. And so she was found in a cemetery that his friend was working at, and somebody dumped her there. So she was like probably like 9 months old or something. So we took her in. She's a great dog. And then all 3 of our cats are rescues. So, but yeah, my Pomeranian. I mean, unfortunately, when I got my Pomeranian and my Dachshund 10 plus years ago, I didn't really know better. So they are for breeders, but.
And that goes back to when you know better, you do better, right? And I think more people are waking up to that notion, seeing how full some of these animal centers are. Where Becky and I live outside of Dayton, Ohio, the Animal Resource Center. For some reason in this county, Montgomery County, Ohio, they were at a point where they had almost a 95% kill rate, to where Franklin County, which is where Columbus, Ohio is, the capital of Ohio, they only had like a 15% kill rate. So, people started protesting and making a gripe about it to the guy who ran the ARC here. He said, fine, bring somebody else in and, see what they say. They came in and said, he's got to go. And now I think the numbers are down about 55%, or hopefully even lower at this point. So they're doing better, which is, I think when people become aware of these things, they are quick to respond. But if you look at the meat and dairy industry, though, people aren't as quick to respond. One of the things I've shared previously, when we rescued Captain, I had posted a post on Facebook, and I said, "Hey, my neighbor's dog is covered in feces. He's got no food. It's snowing outside. He's got no place to be warm at." And everybody was like, "Oh, call the sheriff's department. Call animal control. Call, here's the number. I'll come help." And anyone who knows me, if that was the case, I would jump a fence and take the dog.
Yeah.
To take care of it. But as soon as I posted a picture of Captain, not another word was said about it. So I understand that people haven't made the connection as we have, but there's no difference in that dog and Chico. There's no difference in that dog and Captain. I mean, they want to be loved. They want to be with their herd. They want to be, have their ears scratched, their chin scratched. They want cookies just as my dog wants treats.
Right.
So I really appreciate how you share that. Some of those pictures you capture of Chico and some of the other boys there are just incredible, and that connection is undeniable. So I really, really appreciate you sharing that with everyone.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I've had people like private message me and say, like, because of the stuff that I've been sharing and like the information I've been sharing, like they want to go vegetarian and they want to go vegan. So because I feel like sharing positive stuff's better than sharing all the really negative, horrific stuff. So I think
I
it works
agree.
better.
Sean Munson will say that we shouldn't deny our eyes what these animals go through. And while I wholeheartedly agree with that, people need to see what's going on. But I think when someone is first interested in becoming vegan or vegetarian or in starting their journey, different people handle that differently. Some people, it shocks them, it makes them mad, and they're going to do it. But other people, it shocks them and hurts them so bad they shut it off and won't listen and just continue on pretending that they have blinders on.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a careful balance. I guess it depends on who you're talking to. It's definitely a tough balance, but it's great. And I know that feeling that you're talking about when someone reaches out to you and says, "Hey, something you shared mattered." I was encouraged to share my story, and I will encourage anyone to share their story. Oh, hi.
He wants to get out of the room.
Well, yeah. Mine are outside the door, and they went in the room. So, I think it's important for anyone to share their story because you don't know how your story is going to impact somebody else. You obviously hope that it's in a positive manner, but it's always a good feeling when you know that someone is paying attention in the universe to what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, I absolutely appreciate that. It's incredible. I appreciate what you and Jeremy do, helping that Gentle Barn and all your volunteerism there, and just keep sharing your story and keep sharing your inspiration, your pictures, and I'm sure Chico can't wait to meet your daughter, and I'm sure that'll be an exciting day.
Yeah, I can't wait either.
So, you're gonna rush her right out there, or what are you gonna do?
Let me hold on one second.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
He was scratching at the door.
You gotta love it. It's like my kids.
I'll probably wait a little bit before I bring her out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I talked to Michelle about it. We're probably just gonna like sit next to the gate at first, just kind of get them used to her and stuff. So, but I'm pretty excited about them meeting her.
He's already got the meter as much time as he spends with you now. He knows.
Yeah, he always like snuggles my stomach and he'll lick my stomach. So I think he knows.
He does. I mean, animals are not dumb. They communicate in ways that we cannot comprehend and understand. And, he knows exactly what's going on. That's fantastic. And I love that connection you guys share. And Joanna said he sniffs your belly. Do you have any good pictures of that?
I have my profile picture on Facebook.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's from last weekend or the weekend before.
That's just too funny. I mean, the fact that he knows to be gentle with you, and he knows to be gentle with that baby that's in there. I mean, it just shows A, the connection you have, and B, their intelligence.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go there and sometimes he doesn't like his face messed with or whatever. So I won't like hover his face. I mean, no one likes that, but he always greets me, even if it's for like 5 minutes. When I show up there, he'll like come and say hi to me and then go do whatever he's doing. So that's enough for me.
Absolutely, right? So that's incredible. Well, Nikki, I really appreciate you sharing your story, and I just wanted to give thanks to those who have influenced and encouraged my journey. I appreciate your and Jeremy's friendship. Becky and I are so lucky to have such an incredible group of Gentle Barn family, and we just think the world of you guys. And I wish we all lived a little closer. It'd be a lot more fun more often. But it's always good to see you guys and good to see the animals.
We have to come back soon when it's warmer.
When it's warmer, that's a great idea. So I think Becky will vote for that too.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not shy to brave a storm to come see y'all, but I think we're definitely going to wait for some better weather. So we'll have to get together soon. But tell Jeremy we said hey, and thank you again very much, and give everybody a hug for us out there. Tell Michelle we said hi, and hopefully we'll see everybody soon.
Okay. Yeah, I will.
Thanks, Nikki.
Bye.
Bye.